Welcome to this tutorial on calling Kotlin from Java. In this video, we'll explore two essential annotations that make Java and Kotlin work together seamlessly, at JVM name and at JVM static. These annotations are crucial for creating smooth interoperability between Kotlin and Java code. By the end of this video, you'll understand when and how to use these annotations to make your Kotlin code more accessible from Java. When working with Kotlin and Java together, we face an interesting challenge. Kotlin generates JVM bytecode with its own naming conventions that don't always match what Java developers expect. For example, companion object methods require accessing a companion field first, and top-level functions get wrapped in generated classes. This can make calling Kotlin code from Java feel awkward and unnatural. Fortunately, Kotlin provides two powerful annotations to solve this problem, at JVM name and at JVM static. These annotations give us fine control over how our Kotlin code appears to Java, making integration smooth and intuitive. Let's start with the at JVM name annotation. This annotation allows you to change the name of the generated JVM member, whether it's a method, property, or even an entire file. There are three main use cases for at JVM name. First, you can rename top-level functions to make them more Java-friendly. Second, it helps resolve function signature conflicts when you have methods that would generate identical bytecode signatures. Third, you can customize getter and setter names for properties to follow Java naming conventions. This flexibility makes your Kotlin code much more accessible when called from Java. Here's a practical example of using at JVM name. In your Kotlin file, you can write a function called format that takes a string parameter. By adding the at JVM name annotation with the value format string, you're telling the Kotlin compiler to generate a method with that specific name in the bytecode. Now, when Java code calls this function, it uses the name format string from the generated utils KT class. Without this annotation, the Java code would simply call format, but with the annotation, you have complete control over the exposed name. This is especially useful when integrating Kotlin into existing Java codebases with established naming conventions. Now let's look at the at JVM static annotation. This annotation is specifically designed for companion objects and regular objects in Kotlin. What it does is generate an additional static method in the bytecode alongside the regular instance method. This has three major benefits. First, it makes companion object methods callable as true static methods from Java, eliminating the need to reference the companion field. Second, it greatly simplifies Java access to Kotlin utility functions and factory methods. Third, it works seamlessly with both functions and properties, giving you consistent static access patterns. This annotation is essential when you want your Kotlin code to feel natural to Java developers. Let's see what happens when we don't use the at JVM static annotation. Here we have a simple Kotlin class called helper with a companion object that contains a greet function. Without the at JVM static annotation, Java code must access this method in a verbose way. You have to write helper.companion.greet. Notice the companion reference in the middle. This is because Kotlin implements companion objects as nested singleton instances. While this makes sense in Kotlin's design, it feels awkward and unfamiliar to Java developers who are used to calling static methods directly on the class. This extra companion reference adds unnecessary complexity to the Java code. Now let's see the difference when we add the at JVM static annotation. We have the same helper class with a companion object, but now the greet function is annotated with at JVM static. Look at how the Java code changes. Instead of helper.companion.greet, we can now simply write helper.greet. The annotation generates a true static method in the compiled bytecode, so Java can call it directly on the class. This is exactly how Java developers expect to call static methods. The code is cleaner, more intuitive, and follows Java conventions perfectly. This small annotation makes a huge difference in code readability and developer experience when working across both languages. Let's recap the key points from this tutorial. First, the @JVM name annotation controls the name of generated JVM members, allowing you to customize how functions, properties, and files appear in the bytecode. Second, the @JVM static annotation generates static methods for companion objects, making them directly accessible from Java without the companion reference. Third, both annotations work together to make Kotlin code more Java-friendly, ensuring smooth interoperability between the two languages. Finally, use these annotations whenever you're writing Kotlin code that will be consumed by Java to create seamless integration experiences. Mastering these annotations is essential for effective Kotlin and Java interoperability in mixed codebases.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit CodeLucky.com for more such useful content.